It's Wrebbit Week! That's right, here at RU Game Studios, we're gonna spend a week each focusing on some of our favorite publishers and game designers. And we're kicking it off with Wrebbit. For all my millennial brethren out there, you might remember Wrebbit from its Puzz 3D days. You know, those giant 3D jigsaw puzzles of famous structures. While they still do make those classics like the White House or the Eiffel Tower, they've also branched off into licensed products. So if you want to build a castle from Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or Harry Potter, Wrebbit's got your back. So all week long, we're going to be posting videos provided to us by Wrebbit. We're going to build a Wrebbit 3D puzzle here in the studio, and I thought we could kick it all off with a nice and informative interview with the president of Wrebbit. We discussed the humble origins of the company over 30 years ago, all the way up through today, and the phenomenal ways that they brought their physically tangible product into an increasingly digital world. Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Jean Theberge. I'm the president of Wrebbit Puzzles, Inc. So I'm pleased to be here with you, Joey, and the rugame.com group to present you the company.
Absolutely. Well, we're happy to have you. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. So if you don't mind, tell us a bit about Wrebbit and what kind of products you make. I mean, I know, but for anyone else who's watching.
Great. Wrebbit, firstly, is a company that originates from over 30 years. It's a brand that was created, a 3D puzzle. We do 3D puzzles that were invented by Mr. Paul Galland, originally from the main company, Wrebbit Inc., back in 1991. And nowadays, we've relaunched the company in 2011, and we're back on the roll with more puzzles and more licensed puzzles to offer to the world, and classics puzzles as well. We celebrated indeed our 30th anniversary last year of the 3D puzzles.
That's fantastic. So tell me about the history of the company. Like you said, it started in 1991 and then it's got rebranded?
Yeah, it started with an invention. The very first puzzle, which was the old mansion in Montreal.
Oh, wow.
With the drawing of the patterns itself. We were the one that invented the concept. So we were the one back in 1991 with the very first concept of puzzles.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's it.
I remember when I was a child and like Puzz 3D came out and it was like the coolest thing in the world. My brother got, I think it was the Capitol building. And I helped him build it, and then I think we also ended up getting the Empire State Building as well.
Indeed, the picture I'm showing you now, it's in 1996. We were at the top of the Canadian Embassy in Washington, D.C., and there's Paul Galland with Mr. E. David Wilson from Milton Bradley standing with the Capitol Building puzzle in front of the real McCoy in the back.
That's amazing.
And we were good back then in making marketing stunt. We have done a life-size replica of a Formula One car.
Oh, wow.
We had the gigantic train of the 20s from the Orient Express, which was over 45,000 puzzle pieces. We had a reproduction of a Titanic with 45 feet long that was replicated here in Canada and Montreal, also in Germany.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
And today we have to be more and more digital, if I may say so. This is a digital catalog. As I said, we need to be state of the art as the technology evolves. So
oh, wow.
we have So you see, we have icon, and you can access interactive instruction, either enhanced content and orbital video, foam back puzzle pieces made in Canada, sturdy. So if I'm turning the page, for each one of our puzzles, you see those icons lighting up. So we got a 360 video that I can play with now. You just jump on it, and then you can show the Assassin's Creed puzzle all around in 360 view. So to show the people. So that's with all the details. So that's pretty neat. On top of it, we've got a link to a teaser video. So now I'm showing you the teaser video for Assassin's Creed.
That was fantastic.
So we have some teaser like that for a few of our puzzles, and we got also plus context where we're showing lifestyle images for this specific product, and on like that. I'll just go back to the main page now and go to various pages of the catalog. So we're just showing you that's one of the classics. Okay, we have a famous castle in Quebec City called the Château Frontenac, which is an hotel, a famous hotel, which is one of the most photographed hotels in the world.
Absolutely.
So, as I mentioned, we have a comprehensive range of Harry Potter puzzles. We got about 16 SKUs of Harry Potter with, like this one, the Hogwarts Castle Collection with 3 different models to choose from or to select. So again, our interactive instructions are pretty neat because again, you can have access to the instructions for this puzzle interactive for the clock tower. I just pointed out this to you, and then we go back to the main features, how to sort out the pieces initially, and you see the fully assembled pieces.
Oh wow!
But then you go back to the layered pieces. So if you go step by step, you're a puzzle yourself. You've done puzzle in the past. So you need to do the floor before and then raise it in 3D. So this is helping you going through the step by step. And once the section is assembled, you just attach it to the base, and that's where the puzzle comes to life. So on and so forth. So that's an example for the clock tower.
This is fantastic. Seeing this online, almost tangible digital catalog that allows you the 360 views. It gives you the exact instructions. I think this is fantastic. This is wonderful. I wish I had this back in 1994, 1995, whenever it was that I was building those.
1985. Yeah, that's a long time ago. But technology was what it was that time. I mean, there was an improvement to it, and we're still improving everything. Also, so basically, this is the range of the Harry Potter range. We've got the Batmobile. I mean, Batmobile with the Flash movie that just came out with again a nice teaser video if you're a Batman fan.
Ooh, there you go.
So here's the page on the 360 video and the teaser, on the Batmobile, Ghostbuster. Ghostbuster, there was a movie a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a new movie coming out. It was, I think, scheduled for this fall, but now it's been postponed because of the strike the writer's strike and the writer's strike. So it's postponed, but it will be coming alive, and we might have some new stuff for Ghostbuster fan around. So that's something else.
There we go.
Titanic. That's a classic, an unforgettable Titanic. I recall when we did this first Titanic version, we had one in the early 1990s, and it was at the time of the Titanic, the real movie.
Yeah.
And we had approached it was MGM doing the movie, then what have you, and I approached them to do the license on this. And you know what? Finally, we didn't have to have any rights to it because we're not using the any footage or what have you from the Titanic movie. And Titanic is a classic model, so we just reproduced it as we did, and we had quite a success with it. And still, again, at the last Comic-Con, we were in Montreal. We're surprised to see how many people are fond of the Titanic, and it's still an iconic ship that comes back to mind of everyone often Friends
Absolutely.
TV series. I mean, this is an iconic thing in which we've incorporated a lot of Easter eggs
Oh yeah?
about the series. Yeah, if I go to the 360 video, I'll show you. You'll see we're turning around. There's the characters in front.
Yeah.
There's a few things. The Central Park logo, the lobster
Ah.
poster over there in the back, and there's the clothes with hanging around on the back of the balcony, and then also in the front there's some the event with also the famous taxi cab that we have in this series, and we have Lord of the Rings, as I mentioned, because we have the rights from Warner Brothers for the Lord of the Rings series. There's going to be also new stuff coming out from Warner Bros. On Lord of the Rings. And it's to show you a quick range, a quick look at the range, Game of Thrones, that we have quite a good success with it in 2018. The series was quite popular then. And the Downton Abbey series, the film, what have you. And then iconic American icons with flagship shuttle, space shuttle, and also the White House. So what's neat about this catalog, so a retailer or distributor can have access to each one of the page. Oh, wow, I missed Friends. He's going back to the Friends
And
page.
it goes straight to it.
That's it. So that's all available on our site. So it's accessible to you, to anyone looking for more instructions, more information on it. Okay. So we're looking at the Assassin's Creed Unity instructions. So again, you mentioned the old instructions, how we used to have those, but this is something else. And what's neat about this is that we are interacting with the real thing, with the Assassin's Creed video. So in those instructions, you see you have different icons: history fact, gameplay, and illustration details, and extra. So each page you turn on your instructions, you have something featured. Oh, what's here? Click here.
Oh.
We click here, and then we go where? We go on the Spotify listing of the Assassin's Creed Unity music.
Wow.
So you download this, and while you're doing the puzzle, you have the music playing in the background. So it's pretty neat. So we have a gameplay situation. So what's here? So just curious, I'm hitting on the button. Oh, I'm going inside the cathedral. It's loading.
Oh, wow.
And I move my mouse and I can go around.
Oh, that's really cool.
Okay, so I'm inside the cathedral, and those images were provided to us, Joey, by Ubisoft. So that's real images of the real cathedral.
Yeah.
Ubisoft had scanned all the interior of the Notre Dame Cathedral, and in fact, they're rebuilding it as the identical cathedral that burned down, but with the images that were made by Ubisoft in the past. So again, the same kind of presentation where, again, it's a puzzle. You open the box, you put the puzzle pieces down, and then you assemble by different sections. So we're showing the different sections and parts of the puzzle, but then we go inside the start of the puzzle itself. So I've got here another gameplay situation, but here's a thing to show the details of the illustration. This is the inside of the cathedral itself, of the game, of the Assassin's Creed game. So we're showing part of it, and that's part of the puzzle. So as you know, we build in 3D, so some parts of the puzzle are hidden once it's fully assembled.
Yeah.
But it's there. You have some images of the inside of the puzzle, so on and so forth. So that's just some example. I just want to show you another view of the puzzle. This is here an image. This is the image provided, that the concept art from Assassin's Creed Unity game, and that we've put inside a frame inside the puzzle itself. So that's
Oh, wow.
the concept art that they had for the thing. And we have here another quick video. Where he's
a bit of the actual gameplay
going up
on the
in
cathedral.
a gameplay situation. Yeah. So that's all those elements that we're incorporating, and we'll be putting more and more as we go around and increase the awareness on those instructions and do it for other products like Batman or the Harry Potter range, what have you.
So I will say the Assassin's Creed Notre Dame Cathedral, I think it's a fascinating subject that you guys chose because not only is it, as you pointed out, like a very faithful recreation of the actual cathedral, but it also ties into a popular game line that you
That's
added
it.
these Easter eggs to it, so that
That's it.
fans of the architecture can buy it and enjoy it, but then fans of the video game who aren't necessarily as inclined can also get it and enjoy it just as much. I think it's a
And,
fascinating
yeah,
concept.
thank you. Thank you for the comment, Joe. And you know, the neat thing about this is that those are digital instructions. They are as you see now today. But in 6 months from now, in a year from now, we'll be adding up more and more features. So if you reopen your box in 2 years from now and I'd like to redo the puzzle, all of a sudden you'll see that there's more new Easter eggs that were made available to the people.
This your
So
whole setup is wonderful. It's for someone who's interested in the puzzles, but also someone who's interested in the properties surrounding the puzzles. What you guys are doing digitally is just it's amazing.
we're bringing it to another level. We're pretty proud of what we achieve, and we'll add more feature as we rolling out in the next few years. So we're pretty proud of achievement. You know, we're a small team of dedicated people, and we've got a great marketing and creative tool.
So you guys cover a ton of different categories, you know, Batman, Ghostbusters, Friends, Harry Potter, but then you also have all the ancient, you know, these ancient cathedrals and popular landmarks. So what is the process for choosing what you guys are going to design?
Oh, it's a team process. What we design, we often receive suggestions by clients, by our fans, writing us up on our info at ribbit3d.com to give us some ideas, what have you. And then what we do is that, let's say we have, for instance, for Harry Potter. Harry Potter, we started with them in 2014. And in fact, it's Warner Bros. Property, Warner Bros. Consumer Products, that have approached us to do the puzzle because we were doing Lord of the Rings with New Line Cinema before, and New Line was bought by Warner Brothers. So when we relaunched the company in 2011-12, we renegotiated the rights for Lord of the Rings as well. And it's while ending up this new relationship with Lord of the Rings, they say, hey, you know, guys, you should do 3D puzzles of Harry Potter. So we say, hey, why don't we do it? So we started in 2015 and 2016, and since then we've developed 16 different iconic buildings from this famous property of Wizarding World and Harry Potter. So we get the idea. We get and let's say we say, oh, okay, we have Weasley Shop from the Diagon Lady collection, which would be neat to make. Okay, so we get around. We have a designer who does all the 3D to see how it's fitting inside our manufacturing process and the die and the tooling and what have you. And then when we're confident, we go and do a first mock-up or prototype, and then we push on the button and say, let's do it. Let's do it. And we just execute the illustration in and around the puzzle. And we were coming out with a puzzle either 4 to 6 months after initiated the concept. So basically, depending on the size and dimension of the puzzle, it can take us from 4 to 6 months to develop and come to fruition with the puzzle box and the product on the shelf. So that's
Oh wow,
that's
that's
so
pretty
we
impressive
brainstorm a
turnaround.
lot. we brainstorm a lot, and we see some opportunity to jump on the bandwagon. Let's say for a property like Ghostbuster Ecto. I mean, we knew that the movie was coming out, and we've approached Sony, and they say, "Hey, why not? Let's do it." So we got access of their material, and we're pretty good at, and we have good collaboration by. The licensing partner with which we work, either Warner Bros., Sony, Ubisoft, what have you. So that's a great relationship where we exchange throughout the development process. We have them approve the concept at various stage in the box and so on and so forth. And we come up at the end of the day, at the end of the 6 months or 7 months, with a finished product, with a finished good.
So I gotta ask, like, do you have like test puzzlers, or like once you kind of have the design down and you kind of mock up a prototype, do you have someone whose job that's to try it out?
Yeah, we have to try it out. We have 2 or 3 people that build up the puzzles, and we have to show either for the digital instructions online, as you saw, or for the paper. If someone doesn't want to go digital, it's okay. We have access to paper instructions. So we need to define which steps, how should they assemble this part before the other part, because of the complexity. You have a roof to put before, you have a support to put inside. So this is why we tested various way. There's a good chunk of about 2-3 weeks of people assembling, 2-3 people assembling our puzzle and finding the right way to assemble it, put it now afterwards inside the instructions, either the paper instructions or the digital instructions. So we have this also. Yeah.
So you guys recently, last year, just celebrated 30 years as a company. As president, what are you most proud of in those 30 years?
The team.
Yeah.
The team that we have here of dedicated people believing in this product. And I would say, Joey, when I restarted the company 12 years ago now, we had a few of key people from the old Wrebbit that came back, because the old Wrebbit was there from 1991 through 2006, when it was closed down by a major company in the States and brought back to their place of business, but they didn't do nothing with it. So we had to restart from scratch, from nothing, because all the other design that we have, let's say that we had done the Eiffel Tower in the past, we had to redo the full tower itself, because the design had changed, and because we use a just-in-time facility, we have this ability to produce more rapidly. In the old days, you were talking like an old man, Joey, about the good old times in 94, 96, when you used to buy our puzzles and make them.
Yeah.
Back then, we used to manufacture and produce, let's say, 5,000 pieces of this specific SKU, and another 5,000 pieces of this other SKU. So at the end of the day, we had a 250,000 square feet facility with all those puzzles being produced in advance, because we were looking for orders, what have you. Now, we can receive an order today from a distributor or from a large account in the States, whatever, and start. We have a bunch of pre-production material of components, but we just assemble those components, laminate the puzzle, die cut it, and put it in the machine and dismantle themselves. And we're there. I mean, we can, just to give you an idea, 40-foot containers, about 4,300 puzzles to make, and we do that in a day and a half to the most.
Wow.
So we produce that just in time. So that's great for larger accounts or for distributor in other countries. But for the state, I mean, we have and for Canada, we have a bunch of about 400, 500 units produced of each item, so we can supply markets very, very rapidly. So I'm pretty proud of the team that puts together this new way of approaching the market, of being more day-to-day and just in time to meet the market demand. And also the design team and the creative team are just awesome in putting all those elements together, either for the instructions or either for the imagery and the image bank that we put up on our site, on our retailer site. Everyone has access to those great images that we have. So we're pretty proud of this accomplishment.
All right, so one last question for you before I let you go. What's the future look like for Wrebbit 3D? Do you have any properties that you're looking to include, or like maybe some famous landmarks that you've been eyeing for some time? Or do we want to not talk too much about what we're doing?
I could tell you that we had one that was designed that we put away, which was the St. Basil Cathedral from Moscow.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, we put away in February 2022 that we had developed and we had to put aside because of the situation in Ukraine, what have you. But basically, we're looking into designing more licensed puzzle. You know, there's going to be some celebrations over the next few years with top property like Batman. Batman will be turning 85 years old next year. We never know.
Okay.
We might have something there. We never know.
Okay.
Ghostbuster. I mean, there's a new movie coming out. We might have something in the role for that. I mean, there's a few things. And we'd like also to put up a few more classics puzzles. So that I cannot divulge that right away, but we want to keep the surprise for the crowd.
So what I'm hearing is that the future looks bright and that we should all be on the lookout for the new Wrebbit 3D puzzles.
Yeah, I mean, puzzles were great. I mean, you know, we've in the game and toy industry, in the games and puzzle industry, we had fantastic year over with the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with people all around staying home, what have you, and playing with games because they were obliged to stay home or wanted to stay home, what have you. I mean, nowadays the situation is more back to normal, so it's less attractive to do a puzzle nowadays. But I think with the inflation around and people looking at their money spent, what have you, you know, that's a nice opportunity to play around with the family for 30 or 40 bucks to have a joyful evening or day, rainy day inside the house to do a puzzle with the family. I mean, it's something that it's easy to make with a group of fans or a group of family. So that's where we're at. And I think there's still a bright future for Wrebbit. We're in a niche category, I must say. We're not like jigsaw puzzles with 150 other companies doing puzzles. We're in a niche company, and I think that we have a nice offering that will keep building on for the next few years.
Fantastic. Well, I personally myself and my 3 sons will be looking forward to building some on, you know, those Saturdays when you just want to hang out around home.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much.
Well, Jean, I just want to say once again how much I appreciate you sitting down with me and talking through some of this stuff with me and showing us all the cool digital assets that you have to go along with your puzzles. And I wish you the best of luck in the coming years.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Did you like that video? Why don't you give it a like? Maybe head on down to the comments and tell us what you liked about it. Ooh, better yet, you can click this button right here to subscribe. Or maybe you want to check out some more of our videos with this button. And if those buttons have been disabled in the future and I'm just kind of doing this randomly, just use your imagination. Okay, bye, love you.